Let me start today's video by asking you this simple question. When was the last time you bought a CD to listen to music or watch a movie? It might have been ages ago, right? And now, if I ask you when was the last time you paid your Spotify subscription or your Netflix subscription, it might have been just a few days ago, right? Oh, mine just got debited. Basically, our spending in such cases has gone from paying to owning content versus paying to accessing the content. And these changing spending patterns of consumers are what CPI tracks to measure how cost of living is evolving. So, in today's video, we are going to cover what is CPI, why is CPI so important for us, what is the updation in CPI calculation, and extremely important, what these new CPI numbers mean to you and me. The video is going to be extremely important. Keep on watching the video till the end. Before moving on, here's an important announcement. On 8th of March 2026, I'm conducting an exclusive webinar on technical analysis using artificial intelligence. In this webinar, you will learn how to scan stocks using AI, create your own technical analysis mentor to review your setups, generate buy and sell signals on TradingView using AI-powered Pine scripts, identify trendline breakouts systematically using AI, and build an ATR-based trailing stop loss for better and disciplined risk management, again using AI. However, this webinar is only for those participants who already have a basic understanding of technical analysis, such as reading candlesticks, chart patterns, and basic price action concepts. Now, if you're ready to expand your knowledge and learn how to leverage AI in your technical analysis journey, this is the right opportunity for you. Check out the link in the pinned comment and description box. Limited seats available. And oh yes, don't forget to use this coupon code for some extra discount. Now, first, let's understand what is CPI, or the Consumer Price Index. In layman terms, CPI measures the pinch on your wallet. It helps us to understand how much money do you have to shell out today for the same lifestyle that you enjoyed in the previous year. Okay, let me give you a simple example for this. How does government actually calculate this? Now, assume that to calculate this, government has a common shopping list. Okay, now this is nothing but a list that every person in India would typically spend money on. Let's assign some amounts for this also. Let's say a person typically spends 4,000 on food, 3,000 on rent, 1,500 on transportation, 1,000 for education and health, and 500 for others. And this total comes up to 10,000 rupees. Okay, 10,000 rupees is the money spent on all these items in 1 month, assume in the previous year. Okay, now what am I going to do? I'm going to calculate that how much money would I have to spend in this year in a month for this same list. And if this number goes up from 10,000 to 10,800, then I will say to experience the same lifestyle, I had to shell out 800 rupees more on a base of 10,000, and that is the reason why my inflation will be 8%. Okay, now either you say inflation is 8% or you just say CPI is 8%. They will say, you may say that, wow, concept tar chan hai, good concept. I also understood that this will impact my monthly budget. But what else does it impact? Now, if I tell you that this can also impact your salary, this can impact your EMI, this can impact your FD rates, this can impact your investment returns. In such cases, I'm sure you would want to know a lot more about this, right? So to know more about this, we must understand that RBI has kept certain target for inflation, and this target is at 4%. But RBI doesn't say that it has to be exactly 4%. It is okay with a range of plus or minus 2%. Okay, now what does this mean? RBI says that if the inflation is between 2% to 4%, we are okay with that. Okay, if it goes beyond 6%, we are going to use certain monetary policy tactics. If it goes below 2%, we are going to again use certain monetary policy tactics. How can that work? Let's take examples. Now, say CPI goes beyond 6%, means what? Inflation is extremely on a higher side now. It is beyond the RBI's acceptable range. What will RBI do? They'll immediately increase interest rates. If that be so, now this is pure play economics. Huh? If interest rates increase, what will happen to the growth? Growth will ideally cool down. If growth cool downs, ideally it will impact the corporates and it may lead to a shade higher unemployment. Okay, this is all about economy and company level. But what about an individual level? What will happen if interest rates go up? Will it impact my EMI? Ideally, yes, my EMI number will go up, especially if I've taken loans on a floating rate of interest. Now, because interest rates increase, bond will become more lucrative, and there is a chance that money may move out of the stock market, will go into bond market, thereby decreasing in the stock market. So this is going to go against the stock market. What about my salary though? One positive point at least. Yes. My salary ideally should increase if I have a DA component in my salary, a dearness allowance component in my salary, because typically DA is linked with inflation. Higher the inflation, my DA will increase. Okay. Now, if I say vice versa, things will happen if CPI goes below 2%. What will happen? Now, this is going to be on a fast track. If CPI goes below 2%, my interest rates are ideally going to go down. Growth in such cases will increase. Unemployment ideally should go down. My EMI, if on a floating rate, should go down. Bonds will become less attractive. Money will start flowing in the stock market. So, stock market will ideally go up. And my salary will also remain more or less similar. I hope now you have understood that why calculating this number precisely is extremely important, because it hits your pocket directly. So, not only calculating that number is extremely important, reviewing this list also becomes extremely important. That's what government keeps on checking to understand that whether the spending patterns have changed or not. Because you can imagine what were the spending patterns back in 2012, the era where CDs and DVDs existed, versus the spending pattern today. Isn't it going to change? Answer is obviously yes. That is the exact reason why government has now changed the base year for calculating CPI from 2012 to 2024, because the shopping list has also changed. But how? Back in 2012, a person spending 100 rupees might have spent 45.86 on food and beverages. But if I'm talking about weightage in 2024, this has come drastically down to 36.75%. Okay. Second thing, pan and tobacco and intoxicants. Earlier it was 2.38%. Now they have taken it to 2.99%. Seems that this has worked out really well. Anyways. Third one is clothing and footwear. That used to account for 6.53%. Now it has gone slightly down to 6.38%. Next one is housing at 10.07%, fuel and light at around 6.8%, and totaling to roughly 16.9%. And both put together has been categorized under one as housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels. It has gone, the weightage has slightly gone up to 17.67%. Okay. Miscellaneous at 28.32%, versus, rather than saying miscellaneous, this whole list has been added now specifically. What does this include? This includes furniture, household equipment, routine household maintenance, okay, health. 6.10, that's the weightage given. Transport, information and communication, mobiles and all that. Recreation, people are spending more on experiences, sports, culture, that is 1.52%. Education services, restaurants and accommodation services, 3.35%. Personal care, social protection, miscellaneous goods and services at 5.04%. Now, believe it or not, you might have understood that earlier 6 divisions have now been classified under 12 different divisions. That is one change from 2012 to 2024. And certain things that have been removed versus certain things that have been added. If I were to show this as a list, have a look at what has been removed. VCR, VCD, DVD, rental charges, radios, tape recorders, old CD, DVD, video cassette, second-hand clothes, second-hand clothes, okay, has been removed, thankfully, okay, coir, rope, whatever. What has been added? Rural housing cost, okay, streamline and online media services, OTT has been added. More dairy products, okay, barley products, agreed. Pen drives and external hard disks, this will also include your cloud. Babysitting, attendants, exercise equipments, oh my god. I think this is way more realistic. And with this new set of realistic data points, the first ever data for January 2024 CPI numbers is out. And what do they say? And that's how Jan 2026 data looks like. All India CPI inflation is at 2.75%. Is it well within our 2 to 6% range? Answer is obviously yes. This now doesn't only tell all India level data. Now it also shows rural CPI. Rural CPI is how much? That is at 2.73%. Urban CPI 2.77%. food inflation at 2.13% and housing inflation at 2.05%. So I hope you have understood that the detailing of data is a shade higher in this case. With this, I think the policymakers will be able to take way more informed decisions. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a hardcore economics video, but in today's video, I just tried to tell you how this CPI base change from 2012 to 2024 has changed the way we look at inflation, how the shopping list itself has changed, where old CDs, DVD, VCDs are out, and how our experiences spending has come in, babysitting charges have come in, gym equipment charges have come in. That's the way New Bharat is also spending on multiple things. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to smash the like button. Please don't forget to share this video with your friends. If you have still not subscribed to our channel, do that as well. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye bye. You might have come across such advertisements on various social media platforms. Please note, all of these are fraudsters promising unbelievable returns through stock tips. I don't provide any calls or advisory services. I provide only educational content through my social media handles and through my website rachnaranade.com and rachnaranade.in.